All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to today's trade recap. We're going to go and let's get into it. All right, so it is October 30th, and coming into the day, we had swept out these lows, so I was extremely bearish. I actually have, hold on, my dock here. So I was bearish until proven wrong because we were selling off after sweeping out this low overnight, and we were absolutely selling off. We had these gaps below, so I wanted to see this low get swept and then maybe this fair value gap get tapped as well if I wanted to long. So as I said, I really like New York PM low, so this low was a nice one, and then this fair value gap right below it. I want to pump it open to get an entry and target the low, so maybe come up, get something off a 15-minute, and then go down. But sadly, at open, here it is, we just straight dump right to the 4-hour, and then fantastically enough, we get an amazing respect V-shape off of the 4-hour. But I can't take any trade. Let's see why. It's because we would then be longing into two 5-minute fair value gaps. Because the dump down was so aggressive, we would be longing into two stacked 5-minute fair value gaps, which I never want to do. I always want to take the highest time frame inversion in my leg. And because we were so bearish at open, let me just drag this over. Because we were so bearish at open, we were basically longing into a shit ton of gaps that we could have easily, instead of absolutely ripping up, we could have just bounced off one of them and then continued down and gotten stopped out. So I wasn't able to catch any longs. But what I noticed was right when this 9 a.m. candle on the hourly would end, so right when 10 a.m. would hit, we would be opening this hourly gap that I have marked out here, right? So at 10 a.m., what do we do? Let's get to the 10 a.m. candle, right? So this is 9:50. So 9:57. So here is the 10 a.m. candle. What do? We form this hourly fair value gap and we immediately tap into it. So the first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, what did we form on the way up? Well, we formed two 5-minute fair value gaps. So if you guys don't know the model I trade, trade checklist. Okay, so it's the mechanical model. So we need a sweep of significant liquidity pool, highest time frame inversion in the leg, and then we want to target, good liquidity pools, but more often than not, I want to be targeting unfilled fair value gaps. If you go on the 15-minute, there was no unfilled fair value gap, but we had two 5-minute unfilled fair value gaps. So what did I want? I wanted a short off of this hourly sweep, and I wanted to take the hourly sweep, or this hourly fair value gap tap, and I wanted to take this short, break even at the 5-minute, and then a little bit lower. So what happens? We come up on the 30-second, sweep out this internal liquidity, and we get this inverse. So what happens? We inverse, I put my stop above the gap, and then I wanted to go break even. The 5-minute fair value gap was just so close. It was only 13 points away. So I didn't want to TP 1-to-1 there because, as you see, that would have gotten stopped out. I wanted to give my trade a little bit of room to breathe. So I wanted to go break even at that 5-minute because I knew we would hit it and then try to 1-to-1 TP. So what happens? Next candle, we hit the 5-minute as I thought would happen. So we hit this 5-minute, but then we hit my break even and then go to my TP, which is, story of my life, right? So let's talk about why this happened. We were extremely volatile today, first day after FOMC rate cuts. So a lot of moves were just happening with indecision, weird wicks, stuff like that. But my draw was still perfect. We went to the 5-minute, and now I'm like, okay, this trade was break even and then went to my TP, which kind of sucks. But now let's start to think about it. We just bull ran so fucking aggressively off this level and we're pushing up. So now this could be a little retrace for a continuation long. So what do? I go on the lower time frame. We could get this trade out of the way now because now we know what happened. So what happens? We make this move down, sweeping this internal low, and then we barely form an SMT here internally inside of this 5-minute. So now that we've hit the 5-minute and we have an internal SMT, I'm immediately thinking, okay, this short didn't play out. We're clearly a little indecisive on short. So what do I want to do? I want to go long. So what do? We form this inverse fair value gap on the 15. Pretty shitty close. So I just put my fair value gap or my stop loss once again below that fair value gap. So let's go again over the checklist. Did we sweep a significant liquidity pool or reject a higher time frame PD array? Yes, we rejected a 5-minute. All right. Highest time frame inversion in the leg, we had a 15-second. As you can see, no 30-second, no nothing other than that. All we had was a 15-second. Are we targeting a good liquidity pool? We have all of these stacked highs, which is called LRLR. So I'm expecting all of these highs to get taken out, but I'm only targeting a 1-to-1 on this trade. And then, let's see. Yeah, take profit on 1-to-1, etc. So we are getting a continuation model. There's two types of models that I trade that have to do with this. There's a reversal model, which would be the first trade, the 30-second, where we hit that liquidity pool and we reverse off the initial move. So, that would be obviously this, because we're pumping up and then we hit this higher time frame pool and then get a reversal. I'm going to be honest with you guys, my first trade was way higher quality than this second one. Like, this first trade, hourly sweep, break even at a 5-minute 1-to-1 is literally A+. Like, that shit is hitting every single time in a good market. Just bad delivery today, for obvious reasons. So that trade, let me just make sure my mic is on. I didn't even fucking check that. Okay, I'm good. So that first trade I liked a lot better than this one, but I decided, we're getting a rejection at the 5-minute. This is still my model. I love the internal SMT. It seems like a lot of my plays have only been working lately if there's an internal SMT. So we had it and I decided to go for it. So here's the 1-to-1. We come up and we edge to the fucking literally of a point away from my TP. And I said, okay, my delivery seems to be right. This is basically a replay of the last play. So I decided to allow my risk to play out. I was fine with losing the trade. ES looked extremely bullish. So I was like, fuck it. If this, hits my stop loss, I'm okay with it. What happens? We get a retest. It would have break even me if I set my stop to break even. And then we, come back up and we take out that high. And now watch this. Insane sell-off. Which means sells off for basically the rest of the kill zone, which is, until 11 a.m. And we go all the way back down to the hourly fair value gap. So let me just first of all say my first inversion was like up here. Like it was like something like this, but on the 32nd. Imagine if I didn't go break even, put my stop here, and just let this bitch run. Like, this trade would have gone for over 130 points. So that's something to think about with my break even. I'm never going to really abandon the break even just because it saved me so many times. It's just, unlucky and unfortunate. But I decided to let it play out this time just for the sole fact that, I was confident that my trade was a good trade. It had an internal SMT inside a 5-minute. Like, I would say this first trade is A+. I'm taking it every single fucking time. And then this trade, the only negative with this trade is just the fact that I had just taken a short and we had just bounced off the hourly. So I knew taking this trade that there was a good chance that price is going to be bearish for the rest of the session. But I did feel like I could snipe this high at least on this trade. So that's what I aimed for. That was my target. I should probably put that. So yeah, there it is. So I felt like that was the best target possible. This is a really good trade. I think the first trade, as I said, was better. But yeah, my bias was bearish until proven wrong. We were proven wrong when we got this reaction. And then I wanted longs. We couldn't get fucking longs, of course. So then we finally get this. I take an A+ short. It gets break even. And then and this is all by 10:07, by the way. All of that happened by 10:07. So to say today was chaotic is a fucking understatement. This was definitely a day where I feel like you would need a lot of market experience to come out on top. So, I'm glad that I was able to come out with a win. This fucking PA sucks dick. But tomorrow is Halloween, 10/31, the last day of October. For anybody wondering, I am ending, if I win tomorrow, I'll probably end a little green, but right now I'm around break even on the month. And I think a lot of that has to do with, the government shutdown has been really, really impactful on just, I wouldn't even say like tough ranges, because you look at today's range. Obviously we were extremely volatile. It was a 240 point day, But it was more just manipulative and like we're seeking and destroying, as my friend Paul said. Seek and destroy liquidity and fake moves where like you should be getting this move up. Like for example, on my short, we should have kept on going down, but then we just fucking go up for no reason. It just been a very weird month. But I've still taken very fantastic setups, risk manage my risk really well. So what I say to you guys for advice is, in times of bad conditions, survive in the bad conditions so you can thrive in the good conditions. If you are having a month like October where it's really messy PA and really manipulative, if you manage your risk and don't crash out, you're going to be fine. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, bro, literally, people will have one bad month of trading and they will immediately think, one, either the strategy doesn't work and they strat hop, which is so fucking stupid. Like, I've backtested my strategy, as you could see, 80% win rate over 109 trades. The only reason I haven't backtested it more is because it's a pretty popular strategy and so many people have gotten 70 to 80% win rate backtesting over multiple years. So, and the mentors have proven payouts. And also, I just love how it trades. Oh, yeah, and a good fucking fact to know is I have multiple payouts with this strategy. I probably should have had those ready for that. But, yeah, I have multiple payouts. I have a live account that's up. The strat works. Don't let one bad week or month or anything like that derail you from having a great year and trusting a great system. Systems are going to have red periods or losing streaks. That is just the game of probabilities, and that's just how variance goes. So my advice for you is, if you're having a bad week or a bad month, look from the outside and say, did I force a trade? Did I break my rules or anything like that? If the answer to both of those is no, then there's nothing to be upset about. It's okay to be frustrated with bad conditions, because that shit sucks. Trust me, I've been annoyed this month as well. But there's no reason to beat yourself up or beat up the system. It's just part of the game, right? Shit like this happens all the time. It's just a part of the game. Also, like, NQ is at all-time highs, and the government is literally shut down, gang. So, sorry you're not getting clean moves in the stock market right now, brother. But that's how it's going to be. So, for a bit, this was on my live account. But I think until the government shutdown ends, I'm probably just going to either only trade A plus on my live or just trade my PAs and evals, maybe stack up a couple evals for copy trading purposes. Just because I don't feel like risking my live capital right now in this market, just because it's been so manipulative. And that's me saying that with a win today, So, in times of bad conditions, survive, have consistent and good risk management, don't force trades, follow your rules, don't crash out or tilt, and just fucking be smart and only take really good trades and be okay with the result no matter what. If you detach from the outcome, and I'm going to make a psychology video soon, probably in the next 2 days or so. If you detach from the outcome, you trust your proven edge, your proven win rate, your proven strategy, your proven system, you're going to be good in the long run. 1 month does not define you. All right, boys, there was the fucking trade recap. Sorry for rambling, but hopefully you got that. If you have any questions, make sure to DM me on Instagram at JJFuturesOfficial. And also you can fucking join our Discord, which is in the link of our Instagram bio, all right? Catch you.